Hey, what's up? It's your boy, 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And while I was surfing the net last night, I came across this article, Inverse, never heard of him. It's written by a dude named Ryan Britt. Boldly Go, Star Trek, Discovery, Season 3 release date may set up a huge crossover. Fans haven't had this much Trek at once since the 80s. Well, look at this motherfucker. Let's skip our ass on up. All right. So I said, fuck it. Let me just, I saw it. Said, let me turn on the, camera. Let's make this shit happen. So here we go. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 debuts on October 15, 2020. That's just 1 week after the season finale of Lower Decks. This is something the franchise hasn't done since the 90s. Provide roughly 5 months of uninterrupted new adventures in the final frontier. Please. Here's why this matters for fandom and what it might mean for the future of other franchises too. Man, if it's got to come from Kurtzman and the rest of these motherfuckers, that's a future we don't need. Straight up. The third season of Discovery will begin on Thursday, October 15th, and run for 13 episodes. Since COVID-19 quarantines begin, post-production continued remotely, though most of the filming was completed well before the lockdown. Like Westworld Season 3, this season of Discovery was somewhat lucky that the remaining work on the show can be done remotely. Man, it's like nobody gives a shit. For the first time in 3 decades, new episodes of different Star Trek shows will carry fans along for exactly 23 weeks. Because Lower Decks starts on August 6th and runs through October 8th. That means the stream of Trek will be uninterrupted through the end of the year and into the beginning of 2021. Fuck, that's even worse than what I thought. If you watch The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, or Voyager during their initial runs, this is old hat. Okay? In the 90s, the Trek franchise had multiple interconnected series running back to back. The final 2 seasons of The Next Generation aired over the course of 1993-1994. At the same time, Deep Space Nine was debuting soon after Voyager launched, while DS9 was in its 4th season. All right. Y'all want to see this trailer? Nah, fuck that. We don't want to see this shit. In 2020, the Trek franchise isn't quite as literal as that. In other words, don't expect the final episode of Lower Decks to directly reference the missing starship USS Discovery in the final episode. A full-on crossover between Picard, Discovery, and Lower Decks has yet to occur, but it doesn't mean it won't. This motherfucker, man. In fact, with the new Strange Worlds and Section 31 shows in development, some kind of crossover event seems likely, if not a foregone conclusion. Could Trek pull off something similar to the Arrowverse in the next few years? In 2022, could we be dealing with Crisis on Infinite Enterprises? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. So what? We're going to get a fucking Star Trek Discovery, Picard, and a fucking Lower Decks? And you ranting and raving about that shit? Get the fuck out of here, man. A Trek crossover event is inherently cool, but the more immediate impact on the rest of the sci-fi fantasy world is slightly more interesting. Oh yeah, what kind of fucking impact is that? Other than the Arrowverse, there isn't a really contemporary good analog for a shared sci-fi fantasy TV universe with multiple shows debuting and even more in development. Okay, So what, we get more of the same shit? And fuck that, man. Discovery Season 3 should arrive around the same time as The Mandalorian Season 2 comes as The Mandalorian Season 2 comes to Disney Plus. In almost every way, The Mandalorian is for Star Wars is what Discovery is for Trek. Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, what the fuck is your name, dude? Brian? Dude, was that your name? Ryan Britt. Hey, Ryan, I don't know what the fuck you smoking on, but whatever you smoking on, you need to pass that shit over here, pimp. For real. Oh my God. Okay, both shows launch new streaming services, and both take place in a unique time frame in their respective universes. Just like Discovery Season 2 brought back Spock, Pike, and the Enterprise, The Mandalorian Season 2 is pulling in legacy characters like Ahsoka and maybe Boba Fett. Dude, but Star Trek Discovery's version of Spock, Pike, and the Enterprise is just full of shit. So who gives a fuck about them? The fuck, man? Basically, Star Trek is basically 2 years ahead of Star Wars in terms of carving out a streaming empire. And relative to doing multiple TV series at the same time, Trek is 30 years ahead of Star Wars. They're not ahead of shit. They're both neck to neck in bullshit. They're fucking neck to neck. They're fucking neck deep in a toilet of shit. Trek has proven time and time again that TV is a medium that allows fandom to grow exponentially. What you mean grow? Motherfucker, Star Trek lost fans. Star Wars lost fans. The shit didn't grow. And if it did, it grew in the wrong way. Why? Because we got these fucking SJWs in our shit now. If we grew in the worst way. How about that? Fuck, man. Let me see. Dropping one limited series. Oh wait, dropping one limited series that lasts 10 weeks is fine, but there has to be some kind of follow-up. For 18 years, from 1987 to 2005, Star Trek ruled science fiction on TV because it churned out quantity. We can debate about the quality as much as we can debate about anything in nerddom. But anyone who visited a comic book shop or a toy store during those years will know this is true. Well, what about if they fucking visit the toy store or the fucking comic book shop now? What the fuck are they gonna say when they see that, fuck, what? They don't have really no Discovery anything. So that says a lot. Star Wars, this shit stays on the shelf. Dude, there's so many videos of how that shit, you go to Kroger's or whatever, and what, you see fucking Snoke and roast Tico marked down to like $1.50. Man, after a while they was trying to get him shits away. I remember they even had for Valentine's Day, order a dozen roses. They gave you fucking 12 roast Ticos wrapped up in shit. Come on. Fuck. Of course, man. It's the fuck you talking about, man? Pundits have claimed franchise fatigue is why Trek stopped for a while after Enterprise ended in 2005. Man, they ended that shit when Enterprise was getting good. Man, this is fucked up. Man, whatever, man. But the recent growth of Marvel and Star Wars is a convincing argument that franchise fatigue is probably a myth. Marvel, look, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the only thing that grew. Marvel Comics, that shit got even worse. And they're not growing. Oh, fuck, man. Star Wars. How you growing with shit sitting on the with shit sitting on the shelves? Like you can't grow like that. People don't even want your shit. They want to see your shit disappear. And they don't even want it to be whatever the fuck they do with the sequel trilogy. They don't even want it to be in Legends because that's disrespect for the Legends. They want that shit to be like a Elseworld type shits. They want the real fans. They want Legends or whatever you want to call it. They want that shit separate. Whatever the sequel trilogy is, they want that shit in a whole another category. They don't even want that shit associated with the Legends. So, people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Instead, because streaming TV has redefined how when people can watch TV, it's actually easier to gauge fandom interest over time. If streaming only TV shows had existed back in 2005, it's arguable that Star Trek would have never been canceled. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, who knows, man. The advantage of streaming TV is that it can inherently cater to a niche audience. If there wasn't more demands for new Star Trek, there's no way CBS would keep adding new shows to their streaming platform. Look, man, Kurtzman is trying to put out whatever the fuck he can so he can hold on to whatever the fuck he's holding on to. Dude, they're trying to do whatever the fuck they can to save CBS because right now CBS Viacom, they're going down. That's a sinking ship. That shit is on fire and it's burning down quick. There's even talks of fucking selling Star Trek. So what the fuck you mean, like shit, they must be, they pumping out all this shit, so they must be good. Nah, they're not good. They're not good, pimp. Not at all. Fuck, man. It says here what? Some might say that it's all too much and that actually less is more. But again, if you consider how comic book reading culture works or the expansion of Marvel, that's barely true. See, when we talking about sci-fi stalwarts with rock solid fandoms like Star Trek, more is more and it's coming at us at warp speed. Star Trek Discovery debuts on October 15th. The fuck out of here. Man. Look, man, this article was trash. Nobody want to see you. And nobody want to see you. So look, this article is full of shit. It was kind of funny, but it was kind of fucked up that this person has their shit all, I don't know where the fuck they're getting their information from, but they must not be looking at the same thing we're looking at. So, hey, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Yo, if you like the article, if you like how I read this shit, if you want to, hell, see more of this kind of shit, then fuck, man, let me know. And as always, my name is 24/7 with 24/7 Fusion Media, and I'm out. Peace.